Let's give it up for Steve. Not here. And,
she will be.
And also I'd like to thank the other promoters. There's a lot of people in this room, not just in one group. Other groups have come from different sources. And I'd like to give a very, very warm thanks and congratulations to Pritam Sinha. And also Ronnie Weiser, and she's also helped us to promote this thing. So thank you again for Ronnie. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
You guys can do better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's an LA welcome. And every time I come to LA, for me, it's a little bit of homecoming. And because this is where it all started for me. And I went to UCLA, so I came to this country with just 2 suitcases. That's all I came here with. And it was my very first city, and is my stomping ground. And as Steve mentioned, after I graduated, I started with my professional speaking career with Tony Robbins. And I used to be on the road 48 weeks out of the year, traveling and speaking. And some people ask me that, how did I end up with Tampa? I said Tampa was my last city, and I never got on a plane. I'm a warm weather boy. It was going to be Florida, Arizona, Texas, California. Any place if I can wear a tank top pretty much year round, it's my kind of place, as long as it's not up north. And today is actually a bonus day in terms of that I've been speaking here in LA for a few days, and I do one 3-day event once a quarter around the country, and the last one was in Tampa, and then the next one happens to be in LA. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to do it at the end of June, but I'm traveling overseas, so I pushed it to July 24th to 26th. And this particular one-day program, and if you haven't seen me before, and majority of the room in one sense actually have, a lot of people are not here yet because of the parking situation and stuff, and we have a pretty much sold out room here. Today, I'm not going to be teaching you so much about the real estate side, because I'm going to share with you how you can leave today going home with higher net worth than you walked into the door. Will that be all right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and those of you who already heard me speak, I hope I've proven to you that I'm not a books and tapes guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show it to you. It's that those who take action, I reward them. I want to give them their money back. All I wanted was people who wanted to take my course stuff that you're serious. And I brought some checks with me. Some people have already mailed checks. And there are some people that are here. I told them, hey, I'm coming. Can I give your checks in front? So that people will actually see. I lose money every time I do that. Because it's just a processing fee, but I don't take it out. I want to give you the whole thing back to you for taking action. And so I brought my partners with me today. They flew in, and so you hear it from the horse's mouth. So when you hear from me, you don't have them all the time, and you're going to have them today. It's one day, we're focused on, we're going to explain you the whole process, but I want to start the whole thing by just giving you a broader view of why are we doing all this stuff. So that you really understand that it's not so much, and I'm really going to, when we come to that, all of you that are here, because you're my students, and you get to come to the 3-day event also as part of your bonus. So you're going to get to, when you come to the 3 days, and I'm going to talk about it also, how we're taking step by step everything to the next level. And for today, I'm going to, turn it on. I'm going to talk a lot less about myself. You can Google my name and stuff. You're going to find out all about me. And as I said, this is really not about me. It's about you. It doesn't matter how many houses I own. That doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't matter what accolades I have. It doesn't do anything for you. Only thing I've shared is so that it establishes some credibility for you, so that there's a reason why I'm here. And I have gone through, I bought my first house in 1999. And I tell people that I got into real estate not by design. And people do things for inspiration or desperation. In my case, it was total, utter desperation. And after I left Tony Robbins, I got into the internet field, and I was very fortunate that in the internet business, that the company that I started with, we took it from literally nothing to 2 billion in market cap during those crazy dot-com days. How many of you remember the dot-com days? Yeah? But then I went up from nothing to 2 billion, and I thought I was pretty much set for life. And I did own literally hundreds of thousands of shares, and the stock was at $50 a share. So do the math. And then I thought I was going to diversify when I take the stock from 50 to 100, because I was running 3 divisions of that company. But unfortunately, the market crashed and took it completely. Everything wiped me out. And you remember the dot-com boom, but how many remember the dot-com crash? More people remember the crash too. And really, I joke that when the stock market crashed, I slept like a baby. Woke up every hour and cried. I made a killing in the stock market. I shot my broker. I felt like it. I said, with all your money, with all your research and everything, you didn't see it coming. What chance do a little guy like me have? All I did is give you all my money, and you just, didn't do anything with it, just lost it all. And that, I made a promise that I'm never going to trust anyone with my money. I'm going to do things that I understand. And I went on, but I didn't know what I'm going to do with it. And late night, I can't fall asleep. I'm flipping through channels, and then literally not watching. All of a sudden, this guy in real estate infomercial, he comes on TV and he said, you can make money in real estate with no money, no credit. I said, I qualify. and I said, I'm having a free seminar. I said, I can afford that. But what I didn't know, it was free to get in, not free to get out. Been to that seminar? Yeah. And today is not one of those seminars. What you get is yours. And as I said, I started with that seminar, but the difference between, I paid $22,000, $22,800, but that got me started. And people ask me that, why are you successful and why some people are not? And I said, one of the reasons is people think that the houses are the assets, instead of they forget in the process that this is the asset. And I'm successful because long before I bought my first house, I invested in the real estate university. And I invested in my education first. And I could have bought houses. And I didn't know that this program that I'm going to be sharing with you today, with that program I could have bought many, many houses with that $25,000, $22,000 that I invested. But I'm glad I invested in my education, because that's what's keeping me here in front of you. And me and my partner went on to own 500 houses in the Tampa Bay area. But I'm playing the game very differently this time. This is my second go around after these real estate high and low. This time I'm doing it very differently, and I'm specializing in a particular niche. And I'm sharing with you my good fortune, because if you can find a niche, remember this, riches are in the niches. Find a niche and become rich. Anything. So what we do is we specialize in properties in the lower income housing for $50,000 and under. That has become our specialty. And that's how I started. And then of course I also bought luxury homes and got into luxury market and all that stuff. I bought a house that's 38,000 square foot home. It's the largest home in the public record in where I live. And so I've done all of that. But I'm coming back to you. More people can afford a house that's under $50,000 than people can afford in California. That's average price of $250,000, $300,000. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So, and I'm not going to go through too much of my philosophy and everything, but one of the things is that live where you want to live, but invest where it makes sense. Live where you want to live, but invest where it makes sense. So, if you want to get the most out of this presentation, the very first thing is stay present. Stay present, because in personal development we have a saying called be there where you are. It's not as easy for being physically present, but we can be mentally elsewhere. And if mentally elsewhere means you're thinking of something that's reminded you, because there's a zillion things going on in our lives. Easiest way to come back is always have a piece of paper and what I call is capture device. Have a capture device, and write down, if something comes to mind, enough word that, oh yeah, I've got to call that seller, call that buyer, or I have to pick up dry cleaning. Whatever it is, it's important. You write it down and then you come right back. And because if you try to listen to me and try to remember that thing, chances are you're going to miss both. The man who tries to catch 2 rabbits catches how many? None. So be here, you made a commitment. Because my goal is make sure that I give you the most, and that's how you tame the wandering mind. And mind will wander, but you capture it and you come back. And be ready to learn and take notes. And we're going to share things with you, and I'm going to bring my partners up here. And all of you are going to get a chance to sit down with my partners and one-on-one to see where are you? Can you take advantage of this either now or later? And this is, you have the opportunity to increase your net worth today. And I'm going to share with you exactly how you're going to be able to do that. And one of my philosophies is that if it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. So is it okay for we not to learn something we have fun too?
Yes. Yes.
All in favor of having fun, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. That's the hardest part for this morning. So, and one more thing, if you want to get the most out of my presentation, turn that little voice that says I know. Because I know is the killer of learning. I know is the killer of learning. The moment you say to yourself that I know, you cross your arms, everything shuts down. Listen everything with an open mind, because the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. So, and when I say to people that I know, my definition of I know is not just I've read it once. And it's like the best-selling book of all times is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I ask people that how many of you have read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? May I see a show of hands? And how many of you can tell me the 7 habits in their order? So it's not about been there, done that. It's not about been there, done that, because if you live your life with these 7 habits, chances are in any culture, any language, you're going to have a pretty successful life. Am I correct? What are your chances of living the 7 habits if you cannot tell me what they are? You can't even tell me what they are. And you need to practice so that when it comes to game with your real life, there's no more time to think. And that's why professionals practice. They practice the same shot over and over and over again. When it's game time, there is no think time. Body just goes into that position and does it, no matter how many defenders are there. It just goes nothing but net. And so you need to come up with that kind of stuff. And so if you've heard it but you've not taken action on it, then you need to hear it again and again and again until it becomes a part and parcel of who you are. And my real definition of the Zen proverb of knowing is to know and not to do is to not to know. To know and not to do is not to know. And so with that, and I've shared with you my background a little bit, and my philosophy is every morning is to build true confidence through knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, and strength in the body. To keep friendship with one another and to build a strong and happy community. Never fight to achieve selfish ends, but to develop might for right. Grandmaster Jun Rhee, one of my mentors, gave me this creed, and I fell in love with it so much, I made it my own personal creed, and I share it with my students no matter where I go. Every day, I strive to live this particular creed for myself. And as I was telling you, that literally in 1994, that was my farewell party that Tony threw. And when I my first retirement from at the ripe old age of 29, and in Tampa, Florida. And then a few years ago, I met up with him again at a mastermind event, and we got caught up from that. So my goal for today is to add value for your time and to share with you an opportunity to create financial freedom. And that's my ultimate goal. My goal for you is to help you create financial freedom. Is that a pretty worthy goal?
Yes.
Would all of you love to have financial freedom?
Yes.
Say aye.
Aye.
So, if you want to achieve financial freedom, first thing is to know what financial freedom is. What is financial freedom? What is financial freedom? Because you want to, that's a worthy goal, you want to have financial freedom. What is financial freedom? Anybody?
Passive income.
Free to do what you want. What else?
Passive income that supports your lifestyle.
Passive income that supports your lifestyle. What else? What is financial freedom? And I'll make it very simple in terms of what I love is the essence of genius is simplicity, something that you can really understand. And financial freedom is income that continues to be generated after initial investment of time, money, and effort. Income that continues to be generated after initial investment of time, money, and effort, as compared to earned or linear income where you get paid one time for work performed. So what we're after to create financial freedom is when your residual income is greater than your expenses, you no longer have to work. And that's what we're trying to do. That every month, whether you go to work or not, every day, whether you wake up and decide to show up for work or not, enough money is coming in that pays for all of your expenses and you have some money left over. So you can do whatever you want to maintain your lifestyle. Would that be a pretty incredible place? And that's my sincere goal for you. And I want to play a role, and starting right now, right this minute, if it's the first time you're listening to me, and I'm going to give you a vehicle to achieve that. And if you're, I want to just also compare that, forget about, residual income creates financial freedom, that you can have the earned income, which is basically trading time for